changes.
Hey guys, what's up? It's Amanda. Miko's cat toy just turned on. Alright. Hey guys, what's up? It's Amanda. Welcome back to my channel. If you haven't been here before, hello, my name's Amanda. I am still a new nurse, I think. I don't know. I've been working for like 7 months now, so getting there. I work on a postpartum unit, and if you haven't seen my previous video about like a typical shift on a postpartum unit, go watch that first, because I feel like that will make this video make a little more sense. I don't know for sure. Maybe this video will make the other one make more sense. Anyway, so I work night shift, and this video is going to be me going through how I organize my shift and how I make my brain sheet. So everyone does things a little bit differently. For the most part, this way works really well for me. I've tried other ways and this is the best way for me. So typically in a shift, I will have 3 rooms. I've already gone through this kind of. I'll have 3 rooms, basically 3 couplets, 3 moms and babies normally. So we're just going through a typical normal shift like before. So every room gets a yellow card like this that goes from nurse to nurse throughout the shift. This was in my orientation binder, and it's actually different than the ones we actually use. I mean, it's close enough. So basically we have mom's side and baby side. I'm going to show you this up close. So this is mom's side. It's a little off-centered. So basically mom's sticker goes there. We have the room number, G1, P1, who the significant other is, all their lab values, how they were delivered. We don't do antes on postpartum anymore, so they were a readmit, C-section, vaginal when they were born, did they have any tears, if there was an assisted delivery, what their incision is, who their main doctor is, what their vital signs are. You can read through this. Their QBL, what meds they're taking for pain, any allergies they have, if they need a pump, for when they go home, if they need an LC consult, if they need social work consult, if they need to, and then we put their history down here. So this is basically goes from nurse to nurse. So when I'm getting a report, all this information is gone through, but I don't have to write it down every time. I can just reference this lovely card, and yeah, I think it's a really awesome system that my hospital has in place. And then the opposite side is baby side. So again, room number, they're a boy or girl, if it's twins, what the birth order is, baby sticker there, day of delivery, EGA, APGARs, birth weight, what if they're SGA, LGA, whatever, if they need blood sugars, until when. I'm reading this backwards, so excuse me if I get it wrong. What their name is, provider, what their matching ID band is with their parent, and what their security tag number is, vitals, if they pooped or peed yet, and what their primary feeding route is. And then this thing is kind of a checklist of the things that need to be done. So bath, hearing, Hep B, I talked about that already. These all need to be done in the first, or it can be done after 12 hours, and then we have the 24-hour tasks, and then they need a circ, if they need a car seat test, if they're little or less than 37 weeks, if we've checked the recall, and if they've handed in their birth certificate paperwork, and if they're a NAS baby, if we sent the cord for that, and then any additional information about that. Usually if a baby's blood sugars, we'll write the blood sugars down there. This makes doing the brain sheet a lot easier, because I don't have to write down all this information. So typically what I do is I take a nice piece of printer paper, and I haven't figured out the best way to film this yet, so I fold it in half like this. Then I fold it in half like that, and then I'll fold this into thirds. So like I don't know if you can tell. Okay, I'm gonna change the angle on this so you can see what I'm writing. And I don't know if this is gonna work, but we're gonna try it. So what I'll do is I sit down at the desk and I have my piece of paper out and I take my pen. So right now I have 12 little boxes and there are 12 hours in my shift. How wonderful that works out. So we put down, I typically work 9-hour shifts. If I work an 8-hour, then I obviously just start this at 2300 and just go there, and then I have some extra space here, but we're doing a 12-hour shift, so we'll write our numbers as we're doing 12 hours. So 1900, and then for the 0600 I'll do a little like 0700 down here just in case there's stuff due. Usually there's not, and then sometimes if I sit down and it's already 8 o'clock, I'll just start 8 o'clock over here. So first things that's important is knowing when vital signs are due, if mom or baby are Q4 vitals, and when pain meds are due. So I'm just gonna make up some rooms. So we have mom in room 70. Mom is Q4, and last vitals were done at 4:30 p.m. and she's a C-section. She'll be a C-section. So, and her pain meds are due at 2000, and she can also have Dilaudid at 2000 if she wants. All right, so that's basics for this first room. Then we have room 71, and that is a baby with blood sugars. So the next blood sugar, that one is due next at 2100. And that's the only really next timed thing for this family. She's taking ibuprofen. She can have that at any time because she hasn't been taking it. And then we'll have 72. They are both Q8 vitals, and mom has ibuprofen due at 2200. All right, so like this information will all be in the MAR, and I'm just giving you theoretical situations just because it makes everything a little bit easier. So I'll look in the MAR and see. All right, the first thing that I need to do is the mom in room 70 needs her vitals done at 8:30. So let's say room 70 has Tylenol, ibuprofen, Dilaudid, and then mom needs vitals. So I put that under here. Cool. Tylenol and ibuprofen we give every 6 hours. So I'm gonna count out to 6, which ends up being 2 a.m. And I'm also gonna put Tylenol and ibuprofen for 2 a.m. Her vital signs are every 4 hours, so count out 1, 2, 3, 4 puts us at midnight-ish. And at that point, it's night shift, so we might as well do vitals on baby too. Do both their assessments and get baby's weight. She can also have Dilaudid every 4 hours, so put that in there too if she wants it. Then we'll count out 4 hours again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Mom's vitals again. And Dilaudid if she wants it. There we go. So that's room 70 for the most part. Obviously, I don't have their feedings in yet because I don't really know. At the beginning of my shift, for the most part, I don't know like how much help do they need with feedings. Do they need me to be in there for every feeding? Ideally, out of my 3 couplets, I would only have one that's like really intensely needing help with breastfeeding. So we'll just call it good and say that these people are independently breastfeeding. In a 12-hour shift, all the moms get scheduled Colace at 9 p.m. So I'm also going to throw that into the 8 o'clock spot for this mama. All right, so 71, they are due for another glucose check and feed around 9. So I'm going to go up to 9 o'clock. 71, we're due for blood sugar and a feed, and mom can get her Colace. And we'll say that this baby is vitals every 4 hours as well, because for the most part, if their blood sugars are going to be more frequent vitals as well. So blood sugars and feeds for us are due every 2 to 3 hours or before feeds for 24 hours, with the last 2 being good pre-feed blood sugars. Obviously this is going to change based off your hospital. It also changes based off hospitals if CNAs can do blood sugars. At our hospital, CNAs cannot do blood sugars on babies. They can do blood sugars on moms though, but we don't have, that's not super duper common for us. This baby will be due for another blood sugar around midnight, but I know that I'm already going to be in this room at midnight. So maybe let's say that let's do it at like 2.5 hours. And let's say that that's their last check. If this one's good, we're done. Then that baby gets vitals again. 1, 2, 3, 4 around 1 a.m. And at that time, we're gonna do mom's vitals and baby's vitals and their assessments and baby's weight. And remember, this mom hasn't really been taking her ibuprofen, so if she asks for it, we'll add that in. For the most part, we're good. And then this baby's due for another set of vitals at 5 o'clock. And then my last family, the only thing that we really have to do is her stool softener at 9, around 9. So maybe we'll pop in there after we do this, but before we do this. So we'll just throw that in, Colace, and then I can go in at that time and kind of make a plan with them. Neither of them have Q4 vitals, so we just have to, at some point after 11, have them call us if they're awake before a feed to get baby's weight and do their assessments. So usually I'll tell them that, and then, I mean, ideally it would happen here, but if that baby's sleeping, there's no point in waking them up. And then that mom gets ibuprofen at 10. And 6 hours from after 10 is 4. This mom has stuff due then, so we can just slide that in after, because we can't give it earlier, but we can give it a little bit later. Let's just write down that the plan will be to do vitals, assessment, and weight in here at 11. Let's say that they're planning that that's the time they're going to be awake feeding baby, so we'll do it then. Then this kind of looks a little confusing. So we take highlighters and we give 70 is going to be yellow, 71 is going to be green, and 72 is going to be orange. So for the most part, this won't change a ton. If I need to be in for feedings, I'll put that in. Obviously, sometimes stuff gets a little off timing, and that's totally okay. If I'm like super off with this, I'll just remake it at like 11 usually is when I can kind of like plan, okay, well, things weren't going quite on time for the first 4 hours. Let's just kind of switch it up and do it again. So another great thing is when I look at this, I can figure out, all right, I could probably take my break here or here or here. It's pretty helpful to figure out when you're going to do your break. I also have a ton of time here, which I can finish all my charting and do my notes and my care plan notes and my education charting and all that stuff. This is how I organize my shift. Usually on the back of one of these, I'll write out if I have their charting, like all their charting and their assessment charted and their notes. And then I'll also use it to write out like this mom got allotted at 4, so she can have it again at 8, and I'll write that on there to let the next shift know. So I hope that that made sense. One of my preceptors does it this way, and I started doing it that way, and it just worked so much easier for me. Before, what I would do is I would have folded it in like 4s, and then each of these big sections would have been for one family, and I would write all the times that things were due. But then I found myself like going into a room and being like, okay, you have this due then, and then like going back to my sheet and then finding out later that they had something due like a half an hour later, or that they needed something like 10 minutes later, and it's like I was just going back and forth way too much between rooms. And so like doing it this way, I know exactly where I need to be and what time I need to be there and everything that I need to get done during that time, and it just makes life a lot easier. And I mean, obviously you're gonna find what works for you. This setup could probably work in any other unit too. I know Epic, one of the big Epic upgrades that we just recently did, like, gives you a brain sheet printed off. We don't get it in OB, which sucks, but I think it looks pretty similar to this, and just like when meds are due, and like it just makes life so much easier to know exactly what rooms you're gonna be, what time you're gonna be in there, everything you need to do when you're in there. So that is going to be it for today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know what else you want to know about working in postpartum. I feel like I might do like a big Q&A sometime soon, so if you have questions, comment them below and I will make sure to answer those when I do that. I also am going to make a video about like budgeting and stuff, because I've started paying off my student loans, and we know that that's a hot topic amongst nurses, especially those who did ABSNs like me. I haven't quite figured out a good filming schedule and like what times work, what days and times, because my schedule for work is just crazy right now. But hopefully eventually we'll get on more of a consistent schedule. I'm gonna start vlogging more too now. It's just been really busy this last month, so make sure you guys subscribe also so you don't miss more videos. Okay, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!